My ridiculous mother helped my golden child sister pay for a house and hid it from us because child-free couples don't need a home, so my brother refused to introduce her to his child. I am the oldest of 4 siblings, with my middle sister Sally and her twin brothers. Money was always tight while we were growing up. To make ends meet, my dad worked 2 to 3 jobs a day, and my mom worked night shifts, leaving us with limited time with our parents during the week. Since my parents were busy working, I took on a significant role in raising my siblings and managing household chores from a young age. I started working at 16, doing waitress jobs, while also taking care of homework, household chores, and looking after our pets. My dad always appreciated my efforts, but my mom didn't show the same recognition. She often favored Sally, treating her as the golden child who could do no wrong. Despite this, Sally and I are close, although she lacks street smarts and understanding of the real world. Fast forward to the present. I worked hard throughout my 20s, alongside my husband, diligently saving money. Meanwhile, Sally and her husband faced frequent financial struggles. My mom would often ask me to lend money to Sally, and whenever we hung out, I ended up footing the bill for dinners and drinks. Despite being a lawyer and earning more than me, Sally struggled with debt due to her spending habits. When my husband and I bought our first home at 30, Sally seemed envious but never explicitly showed it. Last year, Sally and her husband surprised everyone by purchasing a new townhouse in a prestigious neighborhood. During her housewarming party, I overheard Sally's husband mentioning that they couldn't have bought the house without Sally's mom. Confused, I asked him, and he revealed that my mom had given them $40,000 as a deposit for the house. I was shocked, as my mom had never given me any money. I chose not to confront Sally or my mom immediately and discussed it with my husband. Instead, months passed, and I finally brought up the issue with Sally during dinner. When her card got declined, I ended up paying the bill, and when she mentioned being broke, I snapped, questioning her expensive choice of restaurant when she couldn't afford it. In the heat of the argument, I blurted out that my mom had funded her new house. Sally tearfully admitted that it was a gift from mom, sourced from her inheritance after our grandmother's death, with explicit instructions not to tell me and my brothers. I argued that it wasn't fair for mom to give her such a substantial amount without considering her other children. Our argument continued all the way home, with Sally expressing remorse for not telling me but insisting they needed the money to buy the house as they couldn't save enough on their own. Later that night, I confided in my dad, who urged me to apologize to Sally despite understanding my frustration. I plan to speak to Sally soon, as we are close, but I'm still too angry to confront my mom about the money. My immediate action now would stop giving my sister money. She already called asking if I would go see a band with her but if I could grab the tickets and she will pay me back next week. I told her no, that I'm done spending my money on her. Update: first off, I reached out to my sister, Sally, and apologized for yelling at her. She assured me there was no need to apologize and expressed feeling bad about the situation. Later that week, Sally and her husband invited me over for dinner to talk things out. During our conversation, they both apologized for not disclosing the money and keeping it a secret. They confessed that despite their efforts to save for a house independently, Sally had accumulated a significant amount of undisclosed debt, making it impossible for them to purchase a home without the money our mom provided. While I believe Sally's assertion that our mom offered the money without being directly asked, I can't shake the feeling that there's more to the story, given Sally's knack for subtly seeking assistance. I explained to them that while their apologies were appreciated, the fundamental issue remains that they deceived me, and I only found out by mistake, suggesting they had no intention of coming clean. I emphasized the importance of trust in our relationship. I then asked if our brothers were aware of the situation, which they were not. I urged Sally to inform them, which she did. Both brothers were understandably upset, primarily directing their anger towards our mom, and sought further details. Sally relayed the same information to them as she had to me. Their main question echoed mine: why had our mom chosen to assist Sally and not any of us? They recounted instances where they had openly discussed financial struggles. This is one reason they joined the military. My husband and I have openly discussed money with our parents and made significant sacrifices to save for homes, yet our mom hasn't offered financial aid to any of us. Contemplating whether to confront our mom directly, I ultimately decided that she might not be forthcoming with me. Instead, I had Sally call her with me present on speakerphone to pose the questions. The bottom line: Sally plans to start a family, whereas my brothers and I are child-free by choice. Sally is the only one intending to give our mom grandchildren. Upon hearing this, I couldn't hold back my hurt and frustration. I confronted our mom, expressing how her favoritism felt like a betrayal. Initially resistant, she eventually relented, admitting that Sally's plans factored into her decision to help her purchase a house. Mom said things like, "Sally is going to give me grandkids so needs a house, and child-free couples travel so much you are never home, so you don't need a house." I wish I could say I delivered a great comeback, but in reality, I was overcome with emotion and left in tears. I spoke to my brothers alone after all this and told them everything. They also said it was very unfair. Turns out the youngest brother girlfriend is 2 weeks pregnant. They had not told anyone yet as it's so early and they are now considering not telling mom and all. The following day, Sally visited me to talk more but I didn't want to talk about it to anyone. I've resigned myself to the fact that further probing won't yield any solace. I have my answer. I did, however, inform Sally that I won't be footing the bill for our outings anymore. If she wants to dine out, it's her turn to treat me, or we'll opt for home-cooked meals at her place. Regarding our mom, I've maintained very limited contact with her for years, and it may be time to cut ties altogether. For now, Both my husband and I have blocked her on all communication channels.